Good morning. Okay, we have dropped the kids off at school and it's time to record some content. And the reason why I'm starting as soon as I pull out of the parking lot is because I don't have a ton of time. But I definitely want to talk about this. And that is the whole situation going on with Jess Hilarious and the Breakfast Club. So it has been speculation online for about a month, honestly. I know it's just coming to light now about Jess Hilarious and, you know, her and the Lauren situation, the Breakfast Club. But for about a month, people have been making comments on social media about where Jess Hilarious fits in with the Breakfast Club. And how Lauren, who came in while Jess was on maternity leave, was kind of a better fit, kind of a better flow, knew the media game a little bit better, and just was a better orator than Jess Hilarious is. But let's be honest, they did not hire Jess Hilarious to be a good orator. They hired her because she is funny and they thought she would be a great fit for that show. So the truth is that Jess is hilarious. Jess is funny. Jess has a huge social media platform, but Jess was not ready for traditional radio. Traditional radio and traditional media is very different than what you do online. And we were seeing this over and over again with social media influencers and entertainers who get plucked from, you know, their platforms and put on these traditional platforms, and they don't do well at all. Some of the perfect examples is when they get influencers to interview people on red carpets. We have seen now at least 3 times where these influencers make really, really bad mistakes because they're so used to just trying to be funny that they lack the ability to be respectful. And I'm not saying that Jess was ever disrespectful, but Jess is used to doing her own thing, being funny her own way, really just having her kind of right to do whatever she wants. And even though the Breakfast Club is kind of an open, free platform, it's still a corporate job. And there are issues that are always going to come with the corporate job. And I think that Jess is seeing that right now. And she's reacting how I would expect her to react. You know, she did a live last night and she basically aired out the Breakfast Club, saying that she doesn't know how Angela Yee did this for 13 years, how it's like it being in a high school. And I can definitely see how, you know, that would be in that kind of situation where you have people who are hired to talk and be funny and say all these things and be entertaining and do this and do that, but then behind closed doors for corporate's like, you can't do this, you need to do that, that has to be done like this, and don't do that, and we like her better, and you guys don't talk about this. And it has to be a maddening feeling, but that is traditional media. It is, and it sucks, and it's stupid, but that's really what it is. And I don't think she was ready for that. I think she really thought, I can just come on here and be funny, and that's all that I will ever need. The other thing that really is the issue and the antithesis, I'm saying that word wrong, of all of this, is the fact that Jess got the job through a lot of controversy. I don't know if everybody remembers back a year and a half ago when Jess got the job and they were interviewing / trying out different people. They were plugging people into the spot, seeing who's worked. And then Jess was kind of on there more than everybody else. And people kind of figured Jess had the job. Then Jess made a weird announcement that she got the job. Then iHeartRadio said that no, she didn't have the job yet. Nobody has made a decision for whatever behind the scenes reasons. They said she hadn't gotten the job yet. Then it was just radio silent for 2 months. Then they made the big announcement that Jess Hilarious was the 3rd member of the Breakfast Club. So that was already that controversy. She gets the job, and then 2 months into the job, it might have been 3 months. 3 months into the job, she announces that she's pregnant. Now, again, I'm a woman in corporate America, not even corporate America, I'm a woman who is an independent contractor, where if you are not there, you can easily be replaced. That you always have to constantly prove your worth because they will find somebody to replace you. When I had my twins, I took a week maternity leave for a reason. Because I knew if I did not get back to work, they were going to find somebody to replace me, and I was going to lose this job that allowed me to be a stay-at-home mom. To this day, I can be a stay-at-home mom. Yes, I take my kids to school, but they're only in school 3 days a week. But with the job that I have a ton of flexibility, and I didn't want to lose that. And so with Jess Hilarious, you know, what I'm trying to say is that corporate America can be weird with women get pregnant, especially when they get pregnant right after they get a job. Here's a better example. My sister-in-law did this. She got a good job, was really happy with the job. She got pregnant maybe 4 or 5 months into the job. and then she had to leave the job, and that was it for the job. They even gave her like 3 or 4 months maternity leave, but because she'd only been there for a small amount of time, they kind of felt slighted and were like, no, you got to come back to work. In Just Hilarious's case, they didn't do her like that. They let her keep the job. They let her Zoom in a couple of times, and then they needed to bring in somebody while she was actually on maternity leave, and they brought in Lauren. And it's messed up that corporate America doesn't respect women and pregnancy and babies, and us wanting to be moms, and only having like a small window to do that. But also, to me, Jess, it is a little odd that you did. She says she planned it, which I think it's very odd to plan it. Jess is younger than me, by I want to say at least a decade. Just not a decade. Jess can't be any older than 33, so she still had a little bit more time to have a baby. I feel like she should have been on there for a whole year before she tried to get pregnant. But she said she planned it. That's odd. I don't understand why she would plan it as soon after getting a job. I don't get it, but fine. So she goes on maternity leave, and they bring in Lauren, and Lauren is good. Lauren is funny. Lauren is entertaining. Lauren is asking the right questions. Lauren is really fitting in with the Breakfast Club in a way that they hadn't seen previously. And it's a really, really good fit, And now, like someone else said, now they got something to compare it to. Now they're looking at Just Hilarious. Well, she's not as well spoken as Lauren is, and she doesn't really fit in with the guys as well as Lauren does. And sometimes Jess looks like she's not paying attention. And Jess can't really read the news. And, it was all these different comparisons people were getting. And I know Jess felt the heat. I know Jess felt the comments. And she said in her live that she went and talked to Lauren about it. And, they're not friends, but they're cool. Good working relationship. I don't think either one of these women has a beef with each other. Okay, so now you get to look at a little bit of my visor. I don't think these women have a real beef with each other, but they're not best friends, and they have no loyalty to each other. And Jess was saying on the live that it ended up being where Lauren is now the 4th co-host, and they were always looking to have a 4th co-host. I don't think they were ever looking to have a 4th co-host. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I personally think what actually happened is they saw that the social media entertainer influencer that they brought onto the show was cute and funny, but they have to also get some real things done. These interviews have to be done a specific way. They do need to get the news out for their audience. There are certain things that need to be done. It can't just be just trying to be funny with Charlemagne, because though that's cute, that's not what everybody in the market wants to listen to, So now they're talking about 4 co-hosts. And I think that's odd. Not so much odd that, I think it's odd that they didn't tell her in advance. That's what I'm trying to say. If you really wanted to do a 4th co-host, you should have told her in advance. It can't be something where Jess leaves to go on maternity leave. You see how good Lauren is. Now you're telling the lie of, oh, we've always talked about having 4th co-host. No, you didn't. You saw that Jess wasn't good, and you changed the script on her, and now you guys are confused about why she's annoyed. It's just, iHeartRadio handled this really, really poorly. I don't understand why the response to Jess not being good wasn't getting her media training, wasn't getting her, helping out with her skills. That's what a lot of corporate jobs do. There might be somebody that you really like, but they're missing a few key skills, so you get them the key skills that they need. You hiring a girl that is better trained than she is in the media game, and then just saying, oh, she's just going to be a 4th co-host. How is that supposed to make Jess feel? How is that helping the working relationship on The Breakfast Club, And then you bring in Corey Holcomb, who got on his podcast and calls her less hilarious, and says that, Jess is better, and not Jess, Lauren is better, and Jess can't read, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. We all know Corey Holcomb has like some secret beef against Jess. I don't know what it is. I don't watch Corey Holcomb like that, but it definitely seemed personal. But he only adds fuel to the fire, Lauren not saying anything, which I know why Lauren are not saying anything, but they're really in a rock and a hard place. So Jess gets out on her live, and her live basically solidified the fact that I don't even know if that girl went to work this morning. Because she said on her live, if my key don't work. And after the live she did, I can understand if iHeart was like, so we saw your live. We understand where this is going. we're going to pay out your contract, and then that's just going to be the end of it. You know, good luck with everything. We appreciate you doing this and being here for it. I don't even know if she's been there for a full 2 years. We appreciate you. Go with God, Crispy. I mean, what her live had so much dirt on it. I mean, she even went in so far as saying that she doesn't understand how Angela Yee did it for 13 years. You know, and how it's, I mean, like I said, how it's a high school and how it's a this and that, and just talking very negatively about this platform that she said she wanted to be on because she loved the Breakfast Club. But did you really love it, or did you love the idea of it? Did you love the idea of hearing your voice on the radio for millions of people outside of your platform? Did you really want to be getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, every single morning, going to the office, doing the radio show, doing the press, doing this, doing that, and then going home and not having the freedom that you wanted, that you're used to? So I think Jess is on her way out. And I think it's better for Jess to be on the way out. I think she's gotten all the attention she can get from the Breakfast Club. I think it's time for her to be doing comedy tours, honing her craft, maybe getting into acting as a comedic actress, you know, because Tiffany Haddish left a giant hole that she shouldn't have been in the first place. But I feel like Jess Hilarious could be a great comedic actress with a little bit of media training, a little bit of speech therapy and coaching to get rid of the thick Baltimore accent, and she could be great. I think Lauren could be a good full-time fit for the Breakfast Club. I think she'd be great. I do feel like Lauren does need to hone in a little bit on the funny. And I got pushback on this on social media. Lauren needs to push a little bit into the funny. Yes, you are a great media trained woman who delivers the lines, knows the news, knows the stories, and knows the questions to ask. You are fantastic at that. But you got to add a little bit of levity to it. I think that's the one thing that was always missing from Angela Yee. There was never any levity to it. It was always so serious. It was always deadpan. It was always dry. It was always white rice. It was always white rice. And I'm not saying that because she's Asian or anything like that. I'm saying that because it was always just blah. Just blah. There was nothing else there. So if Lauren gets this job, I hope she adds a little bit of funny to make her a little bit relatable. But these are my thoughts on the Breakfast Club. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm out of my mind, if you disagree. Let me know if you think that Jess Hilarious is a good fit and to stay on the Breakfast Club, you know? So I'm interested to see everybody's comments. So subscribe to the channel, drop down the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.